Everybody talk about Christmas is canceled. Christmas is canceled. Well, shit, I'm glad I was broke anyway. Try again on fucking Easter.
You ain't spend no money today, did you? It's on and popping, y'all. Today is November 25th, and we ain't spending no money till after December 2nd. Right? You ain't spend no money today, did you?
We should boycott Christmas. That's what's gonna hurt them. Fine, we can't all do a general strike. I get it. Let's boycott Christmas. We don't need material things anyway. It's 2025. Do you really want to buy all this stuff from the companies that laid everyone off this year? I don't think so. What we want is more time anyway, with our families, with our friends. If you work that day, call off, call in sick. Let's boycott Christmas. We can do this. Let's hurt them where it really counts. Come on, we got this.
We are not canceling Christmas because we can't afford to take care of the children that we created. We are canceling Christmas so the powers at be can learn very quickly that we cannot be played with. You understand that when you go out Black Friday shopping, Christmas shopping, you are putting your hard-earned dollars, really your underpaid hard-earned dollars, into the pockets of Fortune 500 companies that are worth billions and trillions of dollars. Then they take that money and they fund the campaigns of all of the politicians that have been playing in our faces for the year 2025. Healthcare, income, taxes, your SNAP benefits, whatever it is that does affect you, the politicians that are sitting in positions of power right now have been bought. And they have been bought by the companies that you are about to go spend money with. So if we take away our dollar, they will feel it and understand, wait a minute, we can't keep doing these people like that. They're going to call the politicians that they put in power and say, hey, stop with the shit. We're losing money.
We have no business going into the third quarter making corporations uber rich. After the year we've had, we could literally cripple this fucking country and bring it to its knees by canceling Thanksgiving and Christmas. Easily. They've been planning and projecting for this income since last year, previous years. They do these reports years out. They've been planning and plotting for you the same way that we sit around and be like, oh, I can't wait till I get my taxes in February, March. That's what they be saying. This is their taxes. And they be like, I can't wait for Christmas. We might slow down in the summertime, but Christmas, everybody's gonna let their fucking ego, their sense of competition, their consumerism overtake them. Everybody gonna be so fucking short-sighted and ready to just spend some motherfucking money. I don't give a... After the fucking year we've had, we have no business taking our money out of corporations like Target just to wait until November and December and give it all back to them. We have no fucking business. We have no fucking business pouring millions and billions of dollars into toy industries that don't give a fuck about our kids. We have no business making cheap foreign clothes producers uber rich. Like, we don't have no fucking business.
And while we're on task, go ahead and cancel Christmas. Go on and start that family chat and let them know that you're not exchanging gifts this year. Hopefully everybody in your family is on board. And I know you're thinking about the kids. Well, Facebook Marketplace. If you're going to buy something from somebody, buy something small and local. You know, support a small retailer. But it's going to be Red Friday for these folks this year. Someone called it that in my chat. It says it's not going to be Black Friday this year. It need to be Red Friday. And I agree 100%. Hashtag Red Friday. But it's a good opportunity to teach your kids that freedom ain't free. And it's a conversation that need to be had because, you know, somebody going to have to sacrifice and we're going to have to fight for this shit. So here we are. And those retailers, they're going to know. I know they're sitting on inventory from last winter. And guess what? They're going to have that same inventory next winter.
Family, today we are talking about how Black Americans, through a massive Christmas boycott, have silently shaken the U.S. economy in a way that's causing panic in boardrooms, confusion in the media, and a whole lot of behind-the-scenes scrambling from companies that once thought that they were untouchable. Now, family, here's the thing. When people talk about economic power in this country, they rarely admit the truth that Black Americans have one of the strongest consumer bases in the United States. And so every year, especially during the holidays, billions and billions of dollars flow from Black households into retail, entertainment, travel, restaurant, tech, beauty, you name it. And yet somehow that spending power is respected in the profits reports, but ignored in the policy room. So this year, when Black Americans decided that they had had enough disrespect, enough political games, enough media gaslighting, enough of being seen as culture but not as citizens with power, the Christmas boycott hit harder than anyone predicted. Now, family, what makes this moment historic is that it wasn't organized from the top. It wasn't pushed really by celebrities or corporations or politicians. It came from the ground, from regular Black people who looked around at the rising costs, the unfair policies, and the double standards, and said no more. And so, not this Christmas. And because of that, retailers usually depend on Black holiday spending was suddenly so deep that they couldn't really explain. And analysts try to blame inflation, weather, bad marketing, anything except the truth. But that data doesn't lie. When Black shoppers step back, sales drop, and when they reflect their dollars, the market shifts. And when millions of people stop spending during the most profitable season of the year, the entire economy feels it. And what's even more fascinating, family, is how fast the reaction started pouring in. Some companies immediately released rash statements about diversity, community investment, and outreach as if a last-minute apology would erase years of disrespect. And meanwhile, social media erupted with arguments, confusion, and even full-on panic from people who had never even considered the Black unity could affect national numbers. But the most interesting part is the silence from politicians who don't want to admit how much influence Black consumers actually have, and the silence from commentators who've spent years displaying Black political power but now have to explain sudden revenue losses, and the silence from those who believed a boycott was just noise until it started hitting financial reports. And family, whether you agree with the boycott or not, whether you participated or watched from the sidelines, one thing is undeniable for sure: this moment showed the world something many already knew deep down. You cannot profit from Black culture, Black labor, Black creativity, Black trends, and even Black purchasing power all year long and then expect zero pushback when disrespect becomes normalized. And this Christmas boycott was a lesson, a reminder, and honestly a preview, because when a community that generates $1 trillion a year decides to move with intention, strategy, and even unity, the impact becomes impossible to ignore. And if this continues into the new year, economists are already warning that major companies will have to rethink everything from marketing strategies to political donations to how they speak about Black issues publicly. And that, family, might be the most important part of all. For the first time in a long time, the power dynamic is shifting. So whether you call it an awakening, a long overdue correction, or even a cultural turning point, one thing is clear for sure: Black America didn't just participate in a boycott, they sent a message loud enough that Wall Street heard it, Washington felt it, and even the entire country is now paying attention. And our family, keep watching, keep thinking critically, and keep understanding your power, because this is just only but the beginning.